Legalization of the medical cannabis. This proposal was approved by the House on the third and final reading. 177 lawmakers voted in favor of the Access to Medical Cannabis Act, while 9 voted against it and another 9 chose to abstain. If enacted into law, the Medical Cannabis Act will lead to the creation of Medical Cannabis Office. It will be the primary regulatory body for medical cannabis. In relation to this, the Philippine National Police has burned 1.2 million pesos worth of marijuana plants in Balamban, Cebu. Authorities conducted this yesterday at Barangay Bayong. The police received a tip about the marijuana plantation in the area. However, they failed to arrest any individual allegedly involved in the plantation. A week before this, the police also burned 1 million pesos worth of marijuana in Balamban. Teka muna.
Pero akin lang Nakita ko yung video
Tsaka yung photos.
Nagsunog ka ng marijuana.
Actually, kasi...
You smoke the plant, you get high. You burn the plant in front of you.
Actually, di ba, nakikita din natin to. This is not the first time na nangyayari to at nakakakita tayo ng videos or photos ng mga police authorities na doing these operations, such operations, di ba?
Pero
makakakuha sila, magsisisi sila ng mga marijuana, tapos susunugin nila, etc.
Pero I don't know if this is PDEA Kasi PDEA, alam nila yung gagawin nila
Oo,
they don't burn They don't burn drugs.
No, because chinek ko yan, ni-research ko. Ano ba talaga yung standard operating procedure ng mga pulis, ng mga otoridad kapag ganito yung mga operation nila. So I checked, it's in their regulation naman talaga na magsusunog sila doon sa isang open space, no. Ang kanilang dapat gawin lang daw ay magsuot ng mask.
Kaya
And provided ito namang yung video na to, wala silang mask. Tapos there are certain areas, there were certain areas also during the operations, not just this operation, but other operations as well, na may yung mga nearby residents dyan, ay nagreklamo sila kasi nahihilo sila, naaamoy nila. So I think there should be a more proper, if you can say that, na mas diba, na proper way na maayos ito, 'di ba? Kasi they need to, kasi nakalagay actually sa Supreme Court ruling na kailangan mapakita nga sa tao na walang kukunin yung mga authorities, 'di ba? From yung mga samples na nakuha nila sa operation.
All these technicalities aside naman kasi we're citing technical issues.
Yes.
I'm citing common sense na this is a plant that is meant to be inhalated. Diba? Now, the reason, yung sinabi mo, tama ka doon, yung reason na susunugin mo is because they're trying to...
yung mga ninja cup kasi,
they're trying to lessen
binibenta.
They're trying to lessen the opportunity of the policemen to have contact with drugs. But in the first place, number 1, wala kang mask. Number 2, yung area daw supposedly na pinagsunugan is within a radius daw of a community, that is not sufficient ang distance. I was reading kasi tsaka yung wind flow sa states kasi yung anti-narcotics group nila, when they do that, they check for wind flow, they check for community and then only 2 or 3 of the officers will be watching the burning, usually supervisors, tapos yung ibang police, papaalisin na nila. And they watch it from a distance. But other words daw, if trusted naman daw yung officers, they confiscate it and then they bury it instead of locking it up or present it to the judge.
Yung paglilibing nito, pinag-usapan din yan nun, hindi na rin nila ginagawa because nga, there are incidences na, alam mo, hinuhukay lang ulit, tapos kukunin ulit yung samples.
Hindi ginagawa ang word, pero it's still in their protocol. That's still an option.
Pero yun nga, sinasabi nga natin, dapat magkaroon ng mas maigi na paraan na pag-dispose nitong mga marijuana na to na nahuhuli.
Sundan nila yung mga ibang protocol na i-present sa judge kasi that's part of the option. You present the drugs to the sala of the court kasi nakikita na ng judge yung evidence And then the judge will remand the evidence to a specific location. In this case, dalhin nyo sa compound ng PDEA. Ganon yung mga ibang utos Kasi PDEA
hindi nga pwede nila kunin they are only allowed a certain amount to bring parang a sample lang for yung evidentiary purposes. Pero the rest, kailangan nila sunugin. So, ang point ko lang dito, yes, nakikita natin talaga na kaya nga natin pinag-uusapan ito dahil 'di ba may mostly doon sa mga ibang mga nagsusunog, may mga nearby areas also na naapektuhan. So dapat gumawa sila ng mas maayos na paraan na hindi yung mangyayari. Tapos ito, yung mga pulis natin, ngayon lang ito, for example, wala naman silang mask, edi sila din hilo-hilo dyan. Although may nilalagay daw silang oil or whatever.
I understand yung sinasabi mo mga technicality na, but technicality aside,
hindi ko pinagtatanggol yung technicality. I'm just here to tell you yung kanilang...
I'm saying, ang opinion ko on the matter, technicality aside, pairalin ko ang common sense. Tignan niyo po sa YouTube, may mga video ng mga US, mga foreign correspondents na nag-cover ng sunugan ng drugs. Tawa ng tawa, live on air, dahil ano tong mga to, kawawa naman to, magpo-food trip ba sila? Ayan, gutom sila.
Pero yung sa Medical Cannabis Act na yan, pasadahan ko lang din na mabilis. Kasi before, there was a similar measure that was proposed also, itong Philippine Compassionate Medical Cannabis Act, was passed already on third and final reading. Kaya lang, nung January 2019, kaya nagbago ng posisyon dyan si former President Rodrigo Duterte, kaya yung Senate hindi na to pinasa. Actually, yung mga Philippine Medical Association or PMA, hindi nila gusto itong House Bill 10439 because sabi nila it would open the floodgates for the legalization of recreational marijuana.
Well, I'd like to take a look at it because we have a lot of chemical drugs that have the same effect. Diba? So why not take a look from a source of natural source?
Mahabang ano to,
it's a long debate. But before we go lang, I'd just like to remind, yung Medical Cannabis Act legalization is not saying na we will legalize the smoking of the plant. Meron lang component mula sa marijuana.
Not for recreational purposes.
Papatubuin ng Dangerous Drugs Board or whoever will manage that, kukunin nila yung oil, the specific oil nila, and harness it for medical purposes.
Gagawin nilang gamot.
Kakaisipin ng iba, uy,
pwede na.
Hindi po.
Okay.